One-to-one with Ravindran sir was very vital. I did it for both the years that I had my interview.
So how did you tackle it for the last 5 years?
Okay.
And how things worked out for you?
Giving 5 years or 6 years to an examination, a certain examination which is not even certain that you will get the result, it's very tough.
Right.
So that why has to be larger than yourself for you to put those efforts.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you need somebody to give you a reality check that no, you need rectification. What you're doing is wrong and you need to course correct. So that is what a mentor does. And for all the aspirants who do not have a mentor, I must say that if you can find a genuine mentor, please find one.
Hello everyone. With us today is already a rank 4, Margisha. Welcome Margi and congratulations for the rank you have got.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I believe it's an achievement of the entire family. I can see everyone all around.
Certainly, sir.
Yes. So we will like to know about your preparation journey, the entire detail of it. Let's go step by step. Let me ask you a little about your journey. So how was it? Which number attempt this is? What happened in the previous ones? Can you briefly tell us about this journey?
Okay, so this was my 5th attempt, my 2nd interview, 3rd mains, and definitely the 5th prelims. In the earlier attempts, in the first 2 attempts, I think I gave my attempt very quickly as I just graduated and I gave my first attempt in 2020, which was also a COVID year. So that hit pretty bad.
Okay.
Again in 21, there was an extension and I missed only by 2 marks. So 1 question, but hard luck.
The prelims?
Yes, the prelims in 21.
Okay.
Fortunately, in 2022, I was able to clear both CSE as well as IFOS prelims.
Okay.
So I gave the mains, but missed it by a cutoff because of certain mistakes like lack of consolidation of notes and little lesser focus on answer writing, especially in sociology. I did not focus that much. So that was a setback. In 23, I gave an interview. I scored pretty average, which could be the reason why I had to give another attempt.
Yes.
And certainly in this mains, I focused a lot on value enrichment, a lot on giving keywords and data points that were probably missing in my last mains, and a lot of focus on the essay paper.
Right.
Because I did not perform very well in the essays in the past 2 attempts. And certainly my interview marks would be very good, and I'm very grateful to the board for that. So that's the result.
I understand that you have worked out a lot on each of the aspects.
Yes.
That's, I think, the experience of the last 5 attempts,
Certainly.
isn't it? Great. So, Margi, let's go step by step. Let's look at prelims first.
Yes.
So that's the biggest filter of UPSC, right?
Yes.
And we have seen rank 1 also 5th attempt. So
Okay.
I'm looking at you also 5th attempt.
Okay.
I've spoken to many who are like 4th and 5th attempt. What do you think? What stops even the serious candidates like you in the prelim exam?
So firstly, I think a lack of guidance, proper guidance. Secondly, the FOMO factor, which is currently increasing about the multiple resources that are present in the market.
Yes.
That consolidation is very vital while a person is preparing for prelims especially. And thirdly, I think a lot of focus is presented on the current affairs.
Absolutely.
Which I agree is important, but static should not be neglected for that.
Right.
Static was my strong point per se, so I focused on it a lot, and that proved to be the game changer in the last 3 attempts that I was able to qualify prelims.
Right. The kind of questions also we are seeing in prelims,
Yes.
it is more and more conceptual, right? Added to that, we need to understand that whatever is the current affairs part, it is just a built up over the static understanding, isn't it? Right. Okay, let's briefly shift to mains exam, which is more about answer writing, too much of creation of points, generation of arguments, etc. How did you tackle that?
So firstly, I wrote a lot of answers, close to 1,000, and I'm not exaggerating at all. So if somebody thinks I am, no, I've been writing answers for 4 years, and my GS and Socio included, I have written 3 answers every day, almost, apart from the prelims 2 months. And secondly, the speed is what matters a lot. One needs to complete the papers, like that is a must. That was a must, at least for me. In 22, the ethics paper was very lengthy, as far as I can recall. And a lot of very serious candidates were not able to complete the paper.
Absolutely.
So I got good marks, I think, just because of the fact that I was able to complete the paper, while others were not.
Yes.
So that could be one very important aspect. And thirdly, the inclusion of data points and keywords is a must in almost every paper, as we know. Fourthly, the depth in optional. That is very important in scoring average marks around, like in humanities, I may say 240, 250, 2 to 80 to 90, which would be exceptional.
That bracket is
Yes,
really important.
yes. And the essay I did not perform very well in the last 2 attempts, so I focused on it a lot in this attempt. And that creation of a unique flow that almost everybody, focuses upon, but is very difficult to cultivate.
Yes.
So that cultivation was what I focused upon.
It is
this
easier
year.
said than done.
Yes,
actually,
exactly.
Right. Okay. So what I understand is that mains is all about practice.
Yes.
Like prelims is all about temperament, mains is all about practice. Let me take you to the third stage then,
Yes.
quickly, which is interview, right? And you say you are expecting very good marks this time. Walk us through your interview. How was the preparation? You were a student of Vajram in the
Yes,
interview guidance program,
certainly.
online one actually.
Yes.
So we would like to know your experience, the one-to-one with sir. How was it, and how it helped you in the interview also?
Okay, so I had given 2 mocks, one panel mock in online format at Vajiram. It was a great experience in the sense that a lot of areas of my DAF were covered. Secondly, the feedbacks that I got helped me focus on the specific areas of improvement, like inclusion of more keywords, or being my answers were not very structured or very concise. So that was one of the feedbacks that I got. Thirdly, they said that my personality has nothing that needs changing. So that was a significant validation and boost that I needed at that point of time. Confidence from an external agency to ensure that, okay, the personality that I have is pleasing enough, and I only need to focus on the content enrichment and the structuring of the answers. One-to-one with Ravindran sir was very vital. I did it for both the years that I had my interview. Sir is very definitive in his feedbacks, very specific. He told me the focus areas that I need to build upon, like Gujarat's interrelation with sociology, its social aspects, the rising trends in sociology and social realities that I need to focus upon, the keywords that I need to build upon. So sir was very pivotal in helping me guide as to what my areas of focus should be as my interview approaches near.
Right. See, you need a mentor, and I was just
Certainly.
speaking to you, and you said one of the most important thing which changes your result
Yes.
is the presence of a mentor.
Certainly.
So tell us about how you see this exam and what is the role of a mentor you think, and what the juniors who are right now looking at you to click a rank probably in the next attempt, what should they look for in a mentor?
Okay. So firstly, I believe the difference with having a mentor and not having a mentor is the right guidance. Guidance is available, I understand, but the right one is very personalized, because all the individuals and aspirants have their own skills and capabilities, their strong suits and the weaknesses, which need to be managed, and the strengths need to be highlighted. So that recognition is done properly by a mentor. For me, a mentor was very pivotal in the entire journey of 5 years. He was there to console me at the right times and to push me at the right times as well, that I know I have my flaws and I need to work on them. Not always does the positivity push you, sometimes you need somebody to give you a reality check that no, you need
Right.
rectification. What you're doing is wrong and you need to course correct. So that is what a mentor does. And for all the aspirants who do not have a mentor, I must say that if you can find a genuine mentor, please find one. That person will be there to guide you through your lowest points, and there are a lot many in this preparation. Especially if your preparation or your journey is long enough as mine. So you certainly need a mentor who's there to tell you that you really have potential, and you need that, external validation from somebody else apart from yourself to believe in you.
It's both checks and balances.
Yes,
Someone who tells
certainly.
you these are good things, someone who tells you these are not
Bad.
the great
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
isn't it? I believe because of plethora of information being there in the market, so
Yes.
to say, students are more confused than they're determined. And
True.
that is where the problem actually arises.
True.
I mean, this is something that we see for thousands of students. As far as resources are concerned, as far as any kind of thing are concerned, they are confused between multiplicity.
Yes.
But what we really need to do in this exam is probably singular sources and multiple revision, isn't it?
Certainly.
So, talking about your resources for GS, how did you look at it, the GS part?
So my GS resources were very consolidated, especially in my prelims. I had focused on the standard books that we all do, modern
Yes.
history and Lakshmikant, and everything that was very singular, as in there
To
were
the
no,
point.
there were no
Yes.
external resources. What I did was the test series that I gave, I added value to my knowledge from those. Whatever questions I got wrong or the information that I did not know, I made sure that I included it in my own notes rather than
Yes.
making another register, which I probably won't be able to revise when I
Yes,
have an
absolutely.
examination.
Yes.
So the resources for GS were very singular and very basic, like
Specific.
most.
You knew what to
Yes,
get from
yes,
where.
yes.
Okay.
And I'd recommend all the candidates also to give tests, to come across a lot of questions. That helps you cultivate that knack for an educated guess, which is often talked about but tough to cultivate again. So that needs a lot of
Yes.
practice,
True.
and that's what's
True
needed.
that.
Yeah.
Even if you are one of the finest of the students, in the prelims, I believe at least maximum what you can solve is 25 to 30 question with 100%
Yes,
accuracy.
yes, certainly.
Then, but to clear the exam, you need another 25 to be correct.
Definitely.
And that is where the intelligent guess will
Exactly.
come and takes its own role, right?
Exactly.
Great, good. Magi, let's take it ahead to one another level. So we see there are good amount of do's and don'ts in the exam because the preparation is lengthy sometime, complex sometime, up and low with motivation sometimes. We'll come to that motivation part at the end, but I can say it's an emotional journey, right?
Yes.
Can you quickly tell us what are those big no's, don'ts that the student shouldn't do? Because I think that's where we really need to work on anyone who is looking to clear this exam, right? So, what do you think are the things that we should not do?
Okay. Firstly, do not compare with your flatmates or roommates or classmates about your scores in your mocks or in your answer writing, whether your answer is good or bad. Do not compare with your colleagues. Just ask your mentor or your faculty if it is a good one or a bad one. Secondly, understand that no 2 days are the same in one's preparation. If you're not able to touch 8 hours a day when you were able to touch 12 hours the other day, it's okay. It's okay to not touch 8 hours every single day. It's only human. And thirdly, I'd say from the content perspective, please do not search for multiple content from multiple sources. That's a big no. And that will only confuse you more. That will only misguide you in the preparation rather than help you stay on the track.
True, true. The point is you have to be unidirectional probably,
Certainly.
and that is where even the guidance also helps a lot, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Coming back to the motivation part,
Yes.
that's the most important part, and I want you to be little elaborate on this part,
Okay.
right? Because we see students who are having potential also. Many a time, what happens is their motivation is sometimes very high. They work hard, and then we see it drops down like anything, right?
Yes.
For example, prelim is a test where many would fail, and that's where the problem starts. So, how did you tackle it for the last 5 years,
Okay.
and how things worked out for you?
Okay, so the motivation part, I think I would like to take this opportunity and be grateful to all my friends and family, especially my close family, like my mother, my brother, my partner, my mentor. All of these four people were very instrumental in keeping me motivated.
Right.
Every setback that I had, they were always there to tell me that it's okay, you will get it in the next attempt. Having said that, a lot of times aspirants do find themselves on their own, and that is true. A lot of people can give you advice, suggest you things to do, but at the end, you are the one who has to choose to get back
End
up.
of the day, it is you.
Yes,
only.
it is only you. So that motivation has to come from the why that you're doing it for.
Yes.
Giving 5 years or 6 years to an examination, a certain examination, which is not even certain that you will get the result, it's very tough.
Right.
So that why has to be larger than yourself for you to put those efforts.
Absolutely. Well said. I think it has to be larger than you. Right. Great. Then, what else kept you in the cycle? 5 years is a long period.
The little successes that I got. So the
Yes.
2 prelims I did not qualify, but the 3rd prelims when I qualified and the mains that I couldn't qualify, I was grateful for the fact that I was able to attempt those 7 papers and 9 papers.
Yeah.
Then in the interview when I couldn't qualify, I was very grateful for the fact that I could go to the UPSC Bhavan, which is a dream for so many.
Absolutely.
So that gratitude has to be there for you to be motivated, that you will do better. If you have reached this stage, you can definitely go higher.
You can always go one step
Yes,
ahead,
you
isn't
can
it?
always go one step ahead.
Great. Magi, let me bombard the last question, which is what do you want to tell the future aspirants who are looking forward to you as a moral support, as an ideal to look at, and probably to sit where you are sitting today?
Okay, so firstly, an ideal to look at won't be the right thing. I
it
hope
would
no
be.
aspirants take 5 long years to clear this. Having said that, consistency is what everybody says is the key to passing this examination. I understand that it's very difficult to read the same books again, read the same content again, read those same books and write those answers and express those answers. Where at some point you feel I have nothing more to improve or to add.
True.
When you feel that, and if you're still not clearing the examination, please consult somebody who's going to tell you that no, you're wrong here. Do not surround yourself with people who are yes men or who are going to tell you that no, you're doing everything correct and it's only luck that's holding you back. Because I understand where luck plays a very big role, but the efforts can never be undermined, right? They are not overrated. They are completely rightly rated. They are very much important. Luck plays a role, but you cannot leave anything or everything on luck.
Great, well said. I think hard work beats talent if talent doesn't do the hard work.
Certainly.
Yes. So I think, Margi, we had a great conversation. I think the students have a lot to learn from what you have gone through and probably will repeat what you have done in years to come. Congratulations to you and your entire family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And we hope to see you more on the news then. Yes.
Hopefully, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.